What's up, SNA Assassinators? I'm back here in the next 5 minutes with some wrestling news to talk about for tonight, and we're gonna talk about what went down in what the wildest and intriguing news stories and rumors that you assassinators need to know from the What Culture Wrestling article from my boys, like including the likes of from Simon Miller, Adam Wilborn, Gareth Morgan, and others. Like I can name them all down the list and know them exactly by name. But we're going to skip to that and talk about what's on the first news. That's very intriguing of today, and that's starting off with Jade Cargill, training at the WWE Performance Center, like multiple ideas pitched for her return. And it says right here, WWE not short of options for Jay Cargill's attacker angle ahead of return. And it says right here that Jay Cargill has reportedly been training at the WWE PC ahead of her return. PW Insider had reported as much stated that in her time away from the ring, Jade has been traveling and working on other non WWE projects. The outlet states that Cargill is not injured, despite reports to the contrary. It says right here, Cargill's injury status has been the subject of conflicting reports since her 22nd November write off angle on the 16th of December Wrestling Observer live show. Brian Alvarez claimed, I don't care what you read online. Okay, in question, Jade Cargill is injured. It's serious. And I don't know when she is going to be back. In the previous weeks, Wrestling Observer newsletter, Alvarez colleague Dave Meltzer wrote that although several people within WWE had claimed she was injured. The situation was surrounded by ambiguity. And that's what he had to say onto the matter. In recent weeks, we've had multiple people internally say she's injured, as is the angle, and others who weren't sure later said she was injured, while others say she isn't. We've gotten and seen reports from people internally who have said 100% she's injured, in faciality, it says and the others who say the opposite, literally whatever it is, there are multiple people being told different things, although those at the highest level are saying injured. I got a pretty detailed description from someone high on the food chain of what happened, and they said that she is absolutely injured. Nobody seemed to understand why the other story of what they know is going around. Meanwhile, on December 5th or 5th December, Fightful Select reported, we don't have information on a timeable regarding Jay Cargill's return, but internally she was listed on the injured the injured list, with those important. I can just where is it? Here's right here that we don't have any information that time. Oh yeah, what I'm talking about, like of the specifics on the actual injury. Like PW Insiders Mike Johnson has always maintained, like, however, like that Cargill is not injured. Like on no on 28th November, like he stated that Cargill's right off angle like was all storyline, like nothing like more like in that like WWE. Now, WWE announced that Jade was injured, like to put over the angles severity, and it says right here that WWE considering two options for Jade Cargill's attacker, and WWE wrote Jade Cargill off with a mystery attack angle on the 22nd November episode of SmackDown. Like the then women's tag team champion was found laid out across like a car, like backstage. The wide the wine screens the wine screen like broke beneath like the her like and blood across her face. Oh, before I continue, I want to ask you, assassinators, like what is your thoughts on Jay Cargill's return, and do you think it's going to be more sooner than what we think, or what's your opinions? Let me know in the comment section right down below. But moving on, we're going to talk about like more about Jay Cargill with the afterwards, like WWE announced that Jade had like suffered several injuries, like and this is what the report states, like onto the on WWE's site, like it says, after suffering a mysterious attack on SmackDown, WWE Women's Tag Team Champion Jade Cargill has been diagnosed with numerous like injuries, like including deep lumbar, like paraspinal muscle like contusion, like a bruised kidney, a sprained uh, MCL like in her right knee, and it says right here a tibial plateau bone bruise like of her right knee, and facial less lacerations, like it says. But like while like the the conflicting reports make it difficult like to tell if Cargill is ready in injured, like, and it says right here, like PW Insiders, like latest report states like that two different pitches like have been like made for the attackers revealed, like the subjects like of those like pitches like weren't like named, like though like Jade's tag team like tag team partner Bianca Belair and fellow Big Three like ally Naomi and $1 million Bayley, if not 900,000, like have all been speculated online. Cargill and Belair are technically still women's tag team champions, like with Naomi substituting like for Jade, like in her absence. But what are your thoughts on who attacked like the Storm? Do you think it's any of these women or somebody that they haven't mentioned on here on this article? Let me know down in the comment section right down below. But I think it will be like someone like Bianca Belair, like it's gonna be her like in some capacity, like with her like showing like how she did it. Like it may seem like that she wasn't the one because how she attack her when she was fighting Chelsea Green and Blair Davenport, which is the last time we saw Blair like in the ring, like in the women's division on SmackDown since November of last year. But let me know in the comment section right down below on who's the culprit of who attacked Jay Cargill, and we'll probably figure it out as soon as Cargill will make that return. Next up, we got some big news about Monday Night Raw on the January 27th edition of the show. It says right here that but this is where we got, let's see, um, trying to see if I can get past it. Okay, finally, said Goldberg said, yeah. Or WWE Raw returned as the wrestling retirement like looms like for WCW icon. Goldberg will return to Raw on the January 27th edition of Raw as the WCW icon enters his retirement year. Dave Meltzer has reported as much for the Wrestling Observer, like stating that Gunther is a likely opponent, like for Goldberg, who turned like 58 years old, like on the 27th of December. And it says right here, like who the on the 27th of January, like Raw taking place in his hometown of Atlanta, Georgia. Like WWE is likely trying to maximize the crowd like response like to Goldberg, the former WCW and WWE World Heavyweight Champion, like played college football for the University of Georgia from 1987 to 1989, like and was a huge star for the Atlanta-based company of WCW in the 1990s. It says right here, like and Goldberg confirmed, like he would have a retirement match like sometime in 2025, last November, as WWE wrote at the time. And that's what is what's been stated, like on an ESPN appearance, like. Right there. And he said that, and while we're, and yeah, and this is what Goldberg said, like into this ESPN Nation, like on Saturday, like on November 2nd, and revealed that the Chief Content Officer, Mr. Paul Triple H Levesque, granted his request, like for one more match, like what for, like world heavyweight champion Gunter Gordon, like the former world champion, like during Bad Blood, forcing Goldberg to hop the barricade, like and try to confront the Ring General, like who will be next, like in last, like for the legendary Goldberg in question. And it says right here that and what could interpret it like as a tease. Goldberg and Gunther interacted on the 5th October Bad Bloods 2024 show where where the reigning WWE World Heavyweight Champion Gordon Bill and his son Gage in November, like Gage, and yeah, really really like that. He was talking to his father, like in the way he did, like of him, like calling him what he said, like a washed up. I totally forgot what he said in the insult, But do you want to see Goldberg have a dream match with someone like Gunther, or do you think it should be with somebody else? Like I'm not sure who else could possibly be. Like I could have one final match with the man that always points out who's next. But we're gonna have to figure that out. But let me know in the comment section right down below who could be speculation. But well, let's move on to the next slide. We got next up, we got some Becky Lynch, like WWE Raw return canceled, like for The Undertaker. And it says right here, there's a scrap Becky Lynch Raw return, like in favor like of Undertaker appearance. Like it says, WWE reportedly scrapped Becky Lynch's return, like on this past Monday's Raw, like in favor of an appearance from The Undertaker, which I did mention out on my podcast. Like, so since Becky Lynch didn't make an appearance tonight, I guess that they improvised with The Undertaker making an appearance and celebrating with Rhea Ripley that just successfully defeated Liv Morgan to regain her Women's World Championship. It says right here, like in bodyslam.net's Corey Hayes, like has like reported like as much as like was in Los Angeles and scheduled to appear like in the Women's World Championship segment, but WWE ultimately like went like with the Undertaker in that spot instead. Rhea Ripley defeated Liv Morgan to regain her Women's World Championship, like on Raw's Netflix premiere, like kicking Dominic Mysterio between the legs and hitting him with a riptide. Like afterwards, like Ripley hit the ramp, like when Undertaker's American Badass theme song a hit like and the dead man came out like on his motorcycle. Taker like cycled like the ring before coming like back on like in lead screens like where he posed like with Ripley. It says right here Lynch like was never formally like announced like for Raw, though like her return was heavily speculated before like the show. Like Fightful Select like reported that WWE talent like expected Becky to be like the show like but didn't like mention like anything like about her like being on the show. WWE fans like haven't like seen Lynch since last May, like when she took a leave of absence after losing a feud with Liv Morgan. But this is where we got it's here we got a post that said like it's been like a hot a hell a hell of a hell of a career like being the man like for all of you like was like honest I was this is what she wrote on Instagram like yeah it was a hell of being the career like a career of being the man like for all of you like was an honor like being the man I mean being the mom I mean for her like is a privilege like thanks for watching my bio on AETV. Despite this, her WWE future has rarely been questioned by the fan base. Like her return has typically like been taken as a win situation rather than a if. And when do you think Becky Lynch will indeed make that return into WWE? And most importantly, like, do you think The Undertaker appearance was the replacement of Becky Lynch, making a shocking appearance in return. I kind of figured they like if they're not gonna do Becky Lynch, you have to do the next best thing. But rather than somebody confronting Rhea Ripley, it'll be somebody that will be joining her with her celebration of regaining her Women's World Championship, which they did successful, by the way, which it was a pretty cool moment. But when do you think Becky Lynch will make that return? And if and when you know, like, what do you think she's gonna be doing? And do you think she's gonna be in a feud with either Rhea or Liv or both? Considering that she has some a couple of type of unfinished business with both women, but we're just gonna have to wait and see if that's gonna be the case. But till then, let's keep our fingers crossed. Like, hopefully, she'll be in a highly profiling feud. But moving on, we got the under. I mean, we got the Hulk Hogan like booed as WWE Raw return backfires, and then we got one news to talk about, like something that was in the negative side in on Raw on Netflix, like it featured the Hulkster himself, like the immortal Hulk Hogan, but and it was him like unsuccessfully getting the fans like to cheer him always one night with WWE Raw crowd soundly like rejects Hulk Hogan is Netflix premiere flop. And it says Hulk Hogan like was booed heavily during like WWE Raw's Netflix premiere last night. Like despite like pondering like to the Los Angeles crowd, Hogan like appeared like towards like the show's end like with his like legendary like manager Jimmy Hart like at the N2 Dome like did not receive the Hall of Famer positively. They did not like showering Hogan like with jeers like from the most he walked down like in the aisle like the only announcer Pat McAfee like appeared excited to see the 71-year-old who like who that like the who appeared like that back like by the first like back in the first like big like round of boos like after real Americans stopped playing like the greatest part of my life was being part of the great like WWE guys like drawing rejection like when he attempted like to the elevate like the situation by by calling the fans his greatest team partner like I ever and thanked them like for like always sticking with him like in yeah sticking with him and it even like and it got even worse. Which if you like, which for those that are unaware, like here's the video of what Hulk Hogan got booed out of the building, like which you can hear for yourself. Which I even heard it like myself when I watched it live on Netflix, like right on in front of the TV screen on the in the living room, but what you can see right here on this video. Because you guys have stuck with me through thick and thin, dudes. You can just hear it very thickening deep. And, but what are your thoughts onto this? And do you think this was the best idea that WWE brought into the Immortal on this very special show, or do you think they should have kept him out like they did on Saturday night's main event? Let me know down in the comment section right down below. But maybe there will be this won't be the last time we will be seeing the Hulkster, considering he has his Real American beer that's partnering with WWE. And it's right here. Like Hulk promoted his Real American beer brand like on the day WWE had announced a long-term sponsorship agreement with the beverage, to close his put the WWE slash Netflix partnership over tearing off his real American beer tank top to reveal a Netflix gets shirts down below, and it says right here, this is not the first time that WWE audiences have rejected a Hogan appearance. At WrestleMania 35, there were uh, there were smutterings of jeers of Alexa Bliss introducing him. Then at WrestleMania 37, he was booed again, despite standing next to perhaps the most well liked men in WWE, and that is Titus O'Neil, the Q Dog himself. But anyways, clearly a large portion of WWE's fan base is with a golden era icon. And it says right here, Hogan, of course, used racist language in a 2007 sex tape released in 2015. Although WWE's severe ties with him in the aftermath, they brought him back 3 years later, after being removed from the WWE Hall of Fame. Hogan told people 8 years ago, I used offensive language during a conversation. It was unacceptable for me to have used that offensive language. There is no excuse for it. And I apologize for having done it. And this is the two who I am. Like this is who not who I am. I believe very strongly that every person in the world is important and should not be treated differently, based on race, gender, or orientation, like uh, f- like religious beliefs, or not religious belief, like or otherwise. I'm disappointed with myself, that I use language that is offensive and inconsistent, with my own beliefs. One could be forgiven for questioning uh, if Hulk actually learned anything from this situation. However, from a female employee that happened to be African American, did reveal that he want. But it says right here that it said Hulk Hogan did make a comment about body slamming Kamala Harris in question, and he said that did you want him to body slam Kamala Harris in question? What want me to drop the leg on Kamala? Is she Indian in question? Felt which was followed by a disgusting racist how. But I want to ask you this question: do you think this is the reason why fans do not like the Immortal, or even if it wasn't leaked, they would still not like him due to him not really being the guy that puts that much younger guys over, which he kind of have bad, as you could see at this point. But let me know about that in the comments. And also, do you think he's a racist human being? Or what are your thoughts? I cannot answer that because I just don't know. I haven't been in the same room with the guy, but even though I gotta admit that I do make some jokes about him, yeah, saying some words that's similar to like, "Let me tell you something, brother." But I'm not gonna say it right here. It's way too offensive, and I'm probably gonna be like getting a strike or being like either suspended or banned from YouTube for using this word or this language in general. So I'm just not gonna be saying it right here on a wrestling news video right here. But let me know in the comments down below what your thoughts on that slur from the people's from the immortal himself. And, and yeah, I just don't know what to say about this, but let me know in the comments what your opinions on this. And do you think Hogan has every reason to deserve to get booed out of the building? I'm glad you decide. But we're gonna end today's wrestling news video with The Rock's WWE Raw return was extremely weird, like what some might put it. And it says Dwayne Johnson bulldoze tease with Cody Rhodes storyline in babyface like WWE Raw Netflix return. And it says right here Dwayne The Rock Johnson returned to WWE for Raw's Netflix premiere. And it says right here like on the promoted show rather than the heel final boss Rock, who announced his intended appearance via social media on Sunday, entered after a raw speed from WWE Chief Content Officer Mr. Paul Triple H Levesque rather than reprising his recent heel character and building to WrestleMania 41. However, his appearance suggested that perhaps he won't be in Las Vegas this April, after all carrying his people's championship to the ring and embracing executives from WWE's parent company, Endeavor. Rock brought a little of storyline substance to the table. He pushed Raw as WWE's highest growing arena show, over pumped the company up and upon setting his sights on rumored WrestleMania opponent Cody Rhodes put the yeah, but the American Nightmare over as well. He put put Cody Rhodes the American Nightmare as well. The Rock congratulated Cody on carrying the company on his back for a year. And he also asked the American Nightmare to tell his mother hello, that he said hello he can say hello for him was a close as he came came with to Barb but this was laughed off finally when Rock exited he and Cody Rhodes shared a huge hug. And that right here, not exactly the tense face off the duo had on the Raw after WrestleMania XL, when Rock handed Cody a still unknown item, teasing more from their feud. Like Rock appeared later in the first hour, congratulating his cousin Roman Reigns after his tribal combat win over Solo Sikoa. And I go the the duo had a stare off after yeah the Rock placed the Ulafala on Reigns's Reigns they seemed embraced and it says several outlets including the Wrestling Observer have reported that the Rock isn't currently set for WrestleMania 41. The last night's Raw certainly gave that impression, like while like he could ultimately like claim like the one night babyface performance like was a ruse and revert like to the final boss. The Rock's uh it's pleasantries like with Cody Rhodes in particular like poured like cold water over his teas creatively. Yeah, like whether or not like Rock makes WrestleMania 41 ultimately like depends on Johnson himself as a TKO group executive, like and the biggest like wrestling star like WWE like could conceivably like book like he holds like a great deal of power like surpassing even Levesque like at the very least. Raw felt like a soft out. But what are your thoughts on the Rock's return and it not being the way that you think it would be? And do you think this is like this babyface turn is gonna be just at the moment. Like, I mean, not the moment. Yeah, I mean, I'm right. Yeah, be at the moment, or you think this is gonna be a permanent move? Like, if this, if he, like, if we're not gonna be making it at WrestleMania 41, do you think that's the case? The only way I could be convinced that this is gonna be a permanent babyface run, if he is not gonna be definitely not gonna be competing at the showcase event this year. But if he is, I can see this is probably going to be just an elaborate ruse, and he's going to be waiting for when that time comes when they have their backs turned, whether if it's Cody or Roman, he's going to be facing whether if it's for the undisputed WWE Championship or for the rights in the title will be in the tribal chief, like with the Uwafala on the line and the head of the table as well. But let me know in the comment section right down below what's your take on to this thing. Like, do you think it's I do think like this is like for the best, or do you think that we will be indeed be seeing The Rock versus Cody again, but this time for the World Championship, or maybe we can probably see that long awaited like one-on-one dream match between Roman and him. Let me know down in the comment section right down below what your opinions on. But I think it is still going to be a chance, and we're looking at it. And some might say that this means The Rock's not going to be showing up at WrestleMania. This is probably what WWE wants you to believe, so y'all won't be expecting it, making it too predictable. Like and maybe he's they're going to look like they're going to a different direction, only just to trick the. How we not know they're doing this just to trick the fans, just to believe that this won't be happening, only for him to come out of nowhere and confirm that he will be at the show of shows and maybe even competing in the match there. But I don't know how they're going to be doing this. Maybe they could see like whether like maybe at this coming in the next couple of weeks, like when Roman Reigns have the ceremony of a homecoming of him finally going to be acknowledged by everybody, like as the real tribal chief. And like here's where we can see The Rock can do so, but only for him to attack him with the rock bottom, grab onto the Ulafala, say this will be his, like at the biggest event while pointing at the sign, or maybe we could see like him competing at the Royal Rumble the same night Cody Rhodes could retain his world championship and like take that Winged Eagle title from Kevin Owens. And this is where we could see him heading that direction at night two's main event scene. But either way, let me know in the comments. I just think like with these predictions, that's the only thing that's the theory that I think that's gonna happen. But but let me know in the comments down below if you think my theory is accurate, like and that it's gonna be like that in the future, or do you think it's just all just nothing but an elaborate fantasy booking? But I hope y'all all enjoyed these videos of like with with the what's gonna be in a little late the wrestling news, but it's all worth it because I'm at the right path right now, and I hope I stay that way when it comes to outside adventures, along with like me doing some updates on this adventures on the podcast. But yeah, thank you, Assassinators, being so understanding as well. And I sure hope that y'all like this video. And if so, please make sure to hit this big thumbs up button and let me know what in the comments on what's your favorite wrestling news story that's on this list, which If I had to pick one, I would say it had to be. I'll say the Becky Lynch like being replaced by the Undertaker appearance, I guess you could say. But yeah, let me know in the comments. But I hope you enjoyed the video, and if so, please make sure to hit the big thumbs up button. Consider hit the subscribe and the post notification bell as well. But yeah, for more SNA videos, y'all take care. And check out my wrestling news, or my football news video actually on January 9th, 2025. And we're going to be talking about what exactly went down on the wildest and intriguing football news stories and transfers that you assassinators need to know from I'll say the Yahoo Sports article. And we'll see you guys on the next video with some more SNA content until we meet again. Super Ninja Austin out of here. Bye-bye, my assassinators. Y'all take care and have an awesome rest of your night and a good night to you all. And I will see you guys soon on the next video, which will be tomorrow. And I get done with all my outside podcast business. And then I'll be heading into this video and then call it a day. But